I would have to say that my favorite play at Bud Akis Field was probably senior night, my senior year, and we were beating Mason like 18-0 at the point, I think, and we had just scored a touchdown and going for the extra point. And I accidentally botched the field goal. It was raining, partially snowing, pretty cold night, and ran around to the right side, found no hole, ran back to the left side and saw an opening, which I took. And then as the hole was closing, I found my teammate Gary in the back of the end zone. Always, as Chax would say, we called it fire, and if we botched the snap, we'd just run to the back of the end zone, Gary would, and throw it back there. And so I found Gary in the back of the end zone for a 2-point conversion on that crazy botched snap, and the whole sideline went wild. People stormed the field. It was then like 20-0, and we knew that we had this game in complete control. Ended up beating them 36-0. One piece of advice I would give kids, whether it's youth football, junior high football, making their way onto varsity football in high school, would be put in the work, honestly, and give it a lot of effort. You're playing the game, you're continuing playing the game. I know I started in first grade, and some kids even started in kindergarten. If you've made it this far, you obviously love the game, and so the more and more effort you put in, the more and more passion you show for the game, the better your results are going to be on and off the field as a student and as an athlete and overall as a better person. Effort goes a long way these days, and it really shows your coaches that you're committed to the team and committed to being the best player you can be. One word that has always stuck to me that coaches have always said is basically a key piece to becoming a team and growing as a team is coachability. Coaches have always said it, and I've always believed that coaches know what they're doing, know what they're talking about, and know what's best for you. And if you're unable to be coached, you're unable to grow as a player. And it was something I struggled with early. I always thought I was doing it right. I always thought my ways were right. And it wasn't really until my junior year, end of sophomore year, that I realized that coaches really do know what they're talking about, and being able to be coached and being able to do it the right way is helping grow players into teams and succeeding on and off the field. So coachability would be my one word that describes a Sycamore team. If I had any advice to give Sycamore students on being multi-sport athletes versus a single sport athlete, I would definitely 100% say stay multi-sport athletes. You see kids nowadays quitting sports they've played for years and years to focus on one sport, hopefully to go to college for it. And while at one time it may be getting you better and better than you would while playing multi-sports, you're taking away the time you put in for the other sports, the enjoyment you had in the other sports you played. And definitely I see myself as a multi-sport athlete, loving the opportunity that I had playing basketball, football, baseball, soccer. I definitely wouldn't have given up any of those sports to solely focus on football. Also, with college coaches and college recruiters, they're looking for multi-sport athletes these days, not just single-focused one-sport athletes. They love to see the talent other kids and the athleticism other kids have in these different sports. So definitely my advice would be stay playing the sports you love and don't just give up a sport to become a one-sport athlete. If I could say one thing to Coach Attillo or Coach O or any of my coaches while I was at Sycamore, I would definitely have to give them a big thank you for making me the man, the person, the athlete, the student I am today. It wouldn't be without you guys that I would have grown as an athlete to Miami University as a football player, and even more importantly as a person. You guys have taught us how to act right as young men, young aviators, how to take on the real world, how to deal with real world problems. You guys were a major factor in my growth as a young man, so I would definitely like to say thank you guys for everything you did over my 4 years at Sycamore High School.